What's going on, my little piglets? It's your BFF Pork Chop here, and I'm coming at you with entry number 10. We made it a third of the way through the June Vlog Challenge of 2025. So, makes it June 10th, 2025. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys had a fantastic, was it Hump Day Eve? Tuesday. We had tacos for dinner. Made really good tacos. She made some badass elotes, corn elotes. They're fantastic. And then the red bean. I was excited again. It's Zatarain, so I keep wanting to say Zatarain's red beans and rice because that's what I grew up with, was Zatarain's red beans and rice. She made Spanish rice. Zatarain Spanish rice, no beans.
I usually make it from scratch, but like Spanish rice from scratch, but I did not want to today.
No, she made the corn pretty much.
That I made from scratch.
She did get the fire roasted frozen corn, but then she got the cream cheese and she got all the seasonings and.
Which really, Lotte doesn't have cream cheese in it. It has mayonnaise, but I don't like it like that. So I make it with cream cheese.
Don't they use it as Aspen Creek? As they use mayonnaise, or they use?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I just know that using cream cheese, you get a very similar taste and not the fat from. I mean, it's still fatty, but because it's cream cheese, but it's not the fat of mayonnaise.
That sounds like a you problem right now, bro.
He left his BALL in the other room, and he's.
And now it's my problem.
Having a heart attack.
He just stared at me like, you gonna do something? No, I'm not. I'll do it after the video. So you guys chill until then, okay? Okay. Is that a promise? Is that a guarantee? Was that what that was? No, because you're gonna have to do it about 3 or 4 more times throughout the video. That's okay. That's okay, children. I understand. We played in the yard with him for a little bit, and this dude still wants the ball.
Hi, Pumpkin.
I sat out in the front in a lawn chair and just kept throwing the ball until we both decided, hey, let's go inside. We're tired. Let's go inside.
See, this is how he normally acts when you try to put him upside down. I don't know what he did yesterday.
That was just like, funny, though. That was hilarious, though.
Can I hold you like a baby?
No.
Because you're a baby.
You did it last night.
Well, don't be such a baby.
He's a big baby.
You're going to fall.
Take it easy there, Humpty Dumpty. There you go.
He's my baby.
What was that thing you tagged me in yesterday? It was like...
No dog is more spoiled than a married couple who decided not to have children.
You're pretty spoiled, dude, because I give you pretty much all the attention. I mean, besides your sister and your cat brothers and sister. But, yeah, this dog is more spoiled than some people that I know. And I know a lot of people.
I think Ami would be the same way if she was as much of a snuggle bug as he is. But she's not. If I tried to do this with Ami, she would scream.
Yeah, well...
I have tried to do it with Ami, and she screams and throws fists. So
yeah,
we just let her have her space and get excited when she wants to cuddle.
I mean, you're kind of enjoying this right now. I can see it in your eyes. You're not mad about it.
No, his breathing slowed. He's totally comfy. His ears are down.
Yeah, this
he's
dude.
Not tense at all.
This dude. When we dropped him off at my grandma's, when we went to her brother's wedding, he pretty much played ball all weekend. Kept throwing. This dude was like in a coma for like 2 days after this. This is kind of what he was like for a couple of days afterwards. But he...
Did you realize you were on camera and that's why you're acting like this?
He's like, oh yeah.
Because look, I'm the perfect baby.
Yeah.
I'm just like melted cheese.
Melted beans.
What are you doing?
Hey, Tamara.
What?
God, you're such a character and I love you. I love you, dog. He does a little grunts. But, yeah, well, when he does that, he does a little pause, like, raise your hand if you're spoiled rotten. Love you, Tamara. Okay. Thank you. So, yeah, we ate dinner, and then we went outside for a little bit, then came back inside. She read reviews for a hotel that...
It's like my favorite hotel ever.
It's her favorite hotel ever.
Wanted to see what other people said, and
I do that once in a while with certain...
The people who say bad things are just dumb.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, like, if you have ever frequented the same hotel, which I have a few times in my life.
A little bit.
It's very rarely the same staff every year. Hey, stop. Grandpa is sleeping. Stop it.
Oh, me. Can't work.
There we go.
All right, it's back.
And so, but there is a particular hotel that the organization that I'm a part of really, really loves, and I really, really love, and we're gonna miss them this year because we're doing it in a different city.
Yeah.
As a one-off thing.
And then we'll be back next year.
But yeah, we'll be back next year.
Which I'm totally fine with.
They have had, let's see, the first one that I remember going to was in 2018. I think. Yes, 2018. But I didn't pay much attention to the staff. I wasn't super involved in the organization yet. So I didn't really pay attention to those details. But we were there in 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. Oh no, we were not there in 2021.
No.
We were in the other city. So 22, 23, and 24. And they have had the same staff the entire time. Same front desk, same manager, same support staff.
The support staff was great.
The support staff is amazing. The front desk people are amazing. And we have meetings and stuff there occasionally because they like us, and so they'll just be like, yeah, sure, we have a meeting room for you, no big deal.
That sounds great.
And so anytime we go there, we stay there, and they always recognize me, even though I'm only there like once or twice a year, if that.
Like 3 or 4 days collectively throughout the year.
Yeah, but they always recognize me. The last time I was there, their elevators were broken, and I was on the 3rd floor, which was fine. But I was teasing them because I was president last year of the organization, and they said, we're sorry you're on the 3rd floor. And I said, oh, it's fine, it's not a big deal, like, you guys are busy, it was graduation weekend, like, it didn't really bother me. So I was like, it's not a big deal. And she was like, well, I know you're like royalty and stuff. And I was like, no, I'm not. And our current president was standing right next to me, and so I said, that's his turn now. I get to sit back and watch, which isn't true, because it is true that it's his turn, but I am not just sitting back and watching because he asked me to be on several committees, so...
Which is great. You get to stay active with it.
Yeah.
But, what a hell of a week for them, because it was college graduation. What a hell of a week for them, for the elevators to break down.
Kidding. When I ran into Steven in the hallway...
Steven!
He's one of the support staff guys, and he's fabulous. And he loves my dad. But, when I ran into Steven in the hallway, I was like, Steven, what are you doing? And he turned around, and he was like, oh my God, what are you doing here? And came over and gave me a hug. And I was like, well, we're having our meeting, but, I could have driven home, but it was a very long week. So I was like, nah, I'm just going to stay the night.
Just chill.
And I was like, how are you guys doing? And also, how do I get this to the stairs? Because in all the times of me being there, I've never had to take the stairs in the area where I was staying. I have in the other area, but like they have it split up between the suites and like the doubles and the handicap rooms and stuff, and I was staying in a suite. And I didn't know how to get to this. I've never had to take the stairs there. The elevator was always breaking. So I was like, also, how do you get to the stairs? And he was like, oh, let me show you. And so he walked me around to the stairs, and I was like, well, I'm sorry the elevator's broken. That sucks for you guys too, because I know you guys are busy. And he was like, yeah, no kidding. it's May graduation. It's the busiest weekend of the year, and our elevator's broken. And I was like, hey, it beats that one time that we had convention and the air conditioners on this side were all broken. And he was like, that is true. That was worse.
I'll take busted elevators
like,
over
that
air
was
conditioners.
Worse. Especially because our convention probably took, I don't know, 60 rooms or so, probably. 50 to 60 rooms. And most people got the suites.
Most? No.
And the air conditioners were not working on that side. It was a problem. And especially because a lot of our organization is older. So it was a rough weekend. But they handled it really, really well.
Yeah.
And they were super sweet. And they're always very, very accommodating. They're always kind. The restaurant is really good. They have a restaurant attached to it. The prices are not crazy. They have like the best breakfast.
Oh my god, I would eat my weight in their bacon every year that I've gone.
And they do like made to order omelets and stuff.
So good. It's really good. All you can eat potatoes and sausage links and bacon and biscuits and gravy and cereal and yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
Like it. It's
yeah, but
good stuff.
What sent me down that rabbit hole was that I saw them, they had posted something on Facebook and there were a couple ladies that like laugh reacted to their post. And I was like,
What you laughing at?
What you laughing at?
Yeah.
Why are you laughing at my hotel, huh?
What's so damn funny?
And they didn't comment anything. They just laugh reacted. So then I was like,
Y'all are rude.
what in the world? So I went and looked at reviews and like went and looked at recent reviews, and they only had like 3 bad reviews in the past 4 months or something like that. And I'm like, that's pretty good considering they are in a bigger area and not necessarily the nicest area.
I would say no.
It's kind of like almost industrial area.
Yeah, getting kind of almost towards the ghetto
almost
part.
Downtown. Because when we went around, I mean, I don't know the area very well, but I drove around with somebody that does know the area pretty well, and it was only like 4 minutes from downtown.
Yeah.
So.
Which I don't remember. I went to a concert there once, and I was trying to remember how far away the concert venue was from the hotel. And so I was trying to get a visual, and I think it's probably less than 5 minutes to get to where the concert was, and that was like the ghetto part of town.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, okay. Oh, I know where we are. I've been here before. So that was great. Yeah, I was doing this earlier. I was going 1, 2, 3. This is his 3rd time he's waiting by the door for me to retrieve his
You're
problem.
So pretty.
To fix his problem that he created.
You're such a pretty boy.
You're a pretty boy. Oh, gonna make it 4? And so, what were the bad reviews? Like,
talking about how dated the rooms are and stuff, which, I mean, they are pretty dated,
yeah,
but
they are.
they're functional.
However,
It's just people that prefer modern hotel settings, honestly, that are leaving reviews. Although, somebody left a review saying housekeeping left their door open all day, and said that they didn't have, like,
left the hotel room door open all day?
Yeah. Like they're with, and then somebody else sent a review saying that housekeeping stole their money.
Oh, sure.
And don't get me wrong. I'm sure even great places have, a bad egg every once in a while.
Yeah.
And if it were true, I'm 100% positive that it was taken care of immediately. But I mean, even the housekeeping staff stays the same for the most part. So you know that they're running a pretty good ship because they don't have a high turnover rate. I mean, like at all. High. I mean, even the front desk staff is the same, and I feel like that's probably the most overturn area of overturn.
Yeah.
So turnover.
Overturn.
It's the area with the most turnover. But yeah, but most of the negative reviews were talking about the outdatedness of the rooms.
Yeah.
And like one lady was complaining about her iron not working.
I mean, that's gonna happen.
Like it happens.
I'm sure they have like replacements for that. I would think.
You would think.
No, I mean the housekeeping, stealing the money. That was probably like a one-off employee, like somebody.
It could even happen.
Yeah, they probably just misplaced it or spent too much the night before and woke up from a drunk stupor or something like I don't know. It could be anything. But it actually, when you were talking about the temperature, it kind of reminded me of the hotel that I worked at for 2.5 seconds.
That one deserves every bad review.
They straight up, when I was like doing like the computer training, because they hired me for valet, but they were going to try to work me as like concierge front desk service. So I was kind of like doing like a hybrid thing before I said, nope, I'm gonna head out. All right, I'm gonna head out. See ya. While I was doing the training, I could overhear conversations of like management and like upper management. I wasn't really sure. I was acting like I wasn't like eavesdropping, but they flat out said that we are a 3-star hotel that's acting like a 5-star hotel, and we have to remember that we need to keep the mindset of a 5-star hotel. And I was just like,
they don't.
Let's go. Like you guys are I don't know.
They're the worst.
It's like
we had a convention at that hotel once, and they nickel and dimed the crap out of everything.
Yeah, and when I worked there, like again for 2.5 seconds, first of all, did not have a good time. That's why I left. It was the quickest job I ever left.
It's also the only job where he no call, no showed. And the best part is, they never called to ask where he was.
No, well, I mean, what I did was I was going to work that Friday, and then I was going to have Saturday and Sunday off, and then I had to go back Monday. So I called Friday morning and faked a stomach flu, and then I didn't show up Monday, and then that's where they were like, nothing. And then a couple days later, I went back and returned the uniform and stuff. And like, what happened? I was like, well, things just don't work out, and this isn't working out. I'm sorry. Okay, well, whatever.
But yeah, they never called, never like even tried to. I mean, I understand he lied about the stomach flu, and I also understand that it's not normal for a business to call and check on you if you have a stomach flu, but I feel like it would be fairly normal for a business to call and be like, yo, you're scheduled, where are you?
Yeah, but
and they didn't.
But at the time, the valet position I was a part of, their turnover rate was ridiculous, so they were probably just like, oh, there goes another one. Oh, there goes one. But come to find out, one of the reasons that their turnover rate was so bad is the head valet guy was a total creep. He actually was fired because he was inappropriately talking and touching one of the concierge employees. And so she got put on, I think, paid leave, and he got fired straight up, which he was a creep. I didn't like him. He was supposed to train me. He's the reason why, one of the reasons I left, because his training was atrocious. For valet, he was supposed to like show me like a whole like day of like, shadowing, like me like in the passenger seat with him back and forth, to and from the parking garage. He did it like twice and said, all right, you're good. Like, cool. So when it came to me driving a dually, which I'd never done before, I scraped it on a pole. And so I got suspended from parking cars, which was my job. And so I was just like, I'm literally just standing here. I'm getting paid to just stand here. And it is like, I can watch paint dry and have a better time than I'm having right now. And then what triggered it earlier was the air conditioning thing.
Oh yeah.
I heard a couple of the people talking about how, well, the air conditioning on a certain floor is not working. So if they complain about it, move them. If they don't say anything about it, just keep them in there. Like, we need to fill these rooms up. So just keep putting them on that floor. And if they complain, oh, I'm sorry, I'll move you to another floor. But if they don't say anything, just leave them in there. I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So, and it was like...
So there's that 5-star mentality right there.
That was probably... What was that? That was the end of May.
That was...
In fact, it was Memorial Day weekend.
It was... Yeah.
That you quit. It was Memorial Day weekend.
Yep, I just graduated.
It was just 2 weeks after graduation.
Yep, I just graduated.
He started his job right away after graduation there.
Yeah, which, I mean...
That was supposed to be his first, like, full-time job.
And the scheduling was weird because...
It was weird.
Like, I'm just gonna admit, I lasted 2 weeks. Again, it's the quickest job I ever quit, and the job I ever no called, no showed. First week...
cried. The day that he faked a stomach flu, he was getting ready for work, was dressed to go to work, and just started crying.
I didn't want to go. I was just like, this is the most miserable work experience I've ever had. And I've had some jobs where I've had a miserable work experience. But like the first week, they're like, okay, you're going to work the morning shift. So you're going to come in, I think 7 to 7, I think was my schedule for the first week. And then the next week it was going to be 7 to 7, or I can't remember. My second
You were
week.
going to end up having to work in the evenings, which was also part of what made you mad, because when you were working through college, you were having to work evening shifts, and you hated not being home.
Right.
And so the whole point was to have like a normal day shift.
Yeah. So,
or a morning shift.
Yeah, it was something like there were 2, and then for the third week they were going to have me do overnights, which was 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Or is it 8 to 8, something like that? I can't remember, but it was. I straight up told them, like, when they hired me, hey, like, could I not work overnights because I don't think I'm built for that right now? And they're like, yeah, sure, man, no problem. We won't schedule you. And then they're like, oh, here's your schedule for next week. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
What did I say, bro? But anywho, if you have a crappy job, I'm sorry. Find something else and then leave. Don't do what I did, because that was, growing up, my grandma and my dad's whole thing was don't leave a job unless you have another one to go to. So that was the first time I broke that golden rule, because I was that freaking miserable. And all before they trained me, I finished my training and everything for concierge. So that didn't seem like a good time either, because I would hang out at the valet cart with the concierge. We would conversate, we would converse, and like I was just like, wow, some of y'all just seem like the most miserable people on earth. Is this where I'm going towards? No, thank you. But anyway, didn't mean to end on a sour note. So once again, thank y'all so much for 4,000. I'm at 4,005 now.
Oh, you didn't make the announcement yesterday because you didn't know till after we were done.
No, I did yesterday.
Oh,
I did. We did. Remember we talked about.
Yeah, I thought you were saying you were 5 away, and then you looked after we finished and saw that you had made it and posted it on Facebook.
No, I looked before we started because I wanted to see where we were going, and I was at 404 or 4,004.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember.
Yeah. Remember, I thanked you for making me come back to do the food reviews.
It's been a long day.
It's been a crazy day, but
for no reason. It just felt like the day lasted forever.
It's like Tuesday. Like, get your shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, y'all. But we're gonna get out of here. This one is the longest one we've done, I think, so far. So, all right. That's what we get for talking about hotels and stuff. So, all right, y'all. If y'all could please subscribe to become a piglet. Next objective is 5K. So, I'm 995 away from that. So, keep the dream alive, folks. Let's do it. So. Thank y'all, and always remember my little piglets, call them pork chop. Loves y'all the mostest. Y'all take it easy, guys. I gotta go get this kid's ball, so y'all have a good night. Bye, guys.